connect with you this week about the Galactic Vibrational Forecast. I used to do this every week, and then it became monthly, and then my schedule got in the way. But I have been receiving a lot of downloads of information and just wanted to share with you the energy that's coming through this week. So last week we were receiving a very large ray of light coming from higher sources into Earth. And what that was doing was heating up our vibration. It was heating up Earth. It was sort of destabilizing the energy, but in a good way. And some of this energy that was destabilizing made us really look at what was really going on around us. It may have made some egos flare, I won't deny that, but it also made us look at what's really going on around us, how can we help, and how can we find our role. Not only was it doing that, but it really reached in and really activated our DNA on the genetic level. And so some of us have been feeling a little jittery, a little anxious, not really knowing how to integrate this high energy in their body. And I was one of those people. And I remember many, many years ago that I was guided to run, and I got the same guidance this time, is to do something very physical to help me sort of acclimate this energy into my body. And you might be guided to do something very similar to help you shift into high gear. So this is what's happening. So that was last week. And this week, now we're holding this higher energy in our body. And what it's doing, if you've answered the call of it, and if you have connected with the energy and allowed yourself to integrate it, you're moving on to phase 2. So phase 2 of this energy download is we are all reassessing what it is that we really want. We're all being guided to find those of like mind, and we're all being guided to really stand in our true sort of spiritual sovereignty and own our stuff. Own our stuff and shine a light in the dark and not be afraid to shine a light in the dark. So that includes inside us, and that includes wherever the spotlight needs to go if we feel the spotlight needs to go somewhere. So what I have found is that throughout the energy and the energies that are coming is we're really looking at how we are perceiving ourselves spiritually, and we may find ourselves grabbing for old tools, or maybe finding ourselves spiritually moving away from all those tools and coming to this space energetically where we feel like, I don't need anything. I don't need anything. I am strong in my connection to the divine, and I am deeply aligned. So this week you're going to be confronted with energy that may challenge that and may also support that. So you're being supported this week on becoming more of who you are spiritually and really connecting with that energy. So what does that mean anyway? Do you own your light? Do you own yourself? Do you own your inner knowing, your authenticity, who you really are? Being spiritual doesn't mean you're following this path versus that path, or you need to have 500 crystals or other artifacts in order to be deeply spiritual. This is something that comes deep from within, and this is something that's being strengthened right now. If you're not feeling completely 100% solid in that connection is going to feel a little bit wobbly, but basically you're being asked to realign within and strengthen that connection. Because let me tell you something, when you are in that connection, when you are in full alignment with your light, with the Creator's light, there is nothing that can truly pull you off path, and you see things from a new perspective. So a new perspective is going to come in. You're going to see things from a broader perspective. You're going to feel things more deeply, and you're going to be clear and direct in the path that you choose. We're all being lined up, and we're all being asked to play a role. And if you're one of those light workers that feels called to play a role, well then now is your time, and that is the energy that's coming through. That is the support that's coming through this next week. So where you have been silent, you won't be silent anymore. And where you have taken a backseat role, you will take a leading role. And where you have found yourself doubting your connection or doubting yourself in any way, now you're going to come into trusting and more into faith that you're seeing the signs and you're manifesting what's really going on. That alignment with your truth and with your divine truth is going to help you ease through this little corridor that we're moving into on this big grand timeline that includes all of our specific timelines as we're moving along in this lifetime. It seems to be going through a lot of shift and a lot of transformation. Some of it's very intense, so expect the energy to be intense, but now you're going to be aware of it, and now you can make a choice to stay clear. Do you step back and take your power of choice? Do you have the presence of mind to say, you know what, I have been asleep for so long, and now the same scenario or same lesson is coming up. I'm aware of that now, and I'm going to make a different choice. I am going to co-create a different choice.